You might have seen this device on my channel. I did unboxing of this device. This one is Xiaomi Pad 6 and the variant I have here is actually 8128GB variant, which I bought for $235. First of all, let's talk about the device. So as you can see here, the device looks beautiful. So it's fully metal built. Let's unlock the device. By the way, this device has no fingerprint or anything like that. You got your face scanner, which does work actually perfectly fine. The display here is actually 11-inch display. There is something I have to talk about the display actually. It's an IPS panel and the display is actually 144 Hz. But there are a few things I have to mention about the display. So first of all, you go to hardware info, the screen. So as you can see here, the screen, it supports Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG, HDR10+. So the display is pretty good, and the refresh rate, as you can see here, it can go to 144 Hz, even down to 30 Hz. But when you use this device actually on auto mode, it does not go to 30 Hz. It goes up to 50 Hz. If you go with other things like the sock here is actually 870. 870 is plenty powerful actually for day-to-day tasks. You will not have any kind of issue playing games and other things. Yes, it is not really that good as today's sock. I'm not going to compare this sock with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or anything like that, but for the device, for the price, this sock is really good. And it is 870 as you can see here, 8-core processor, 64-bit and other things you can see. And the memory here is actually LPDDR5. My variant got 8GB as you can see, and the internal storage is 128GB. And good thing about this internal storage is it got UFS 3.0, so it's really fast. In terms of battery, it got 8840 mAh battery. It's really good actually. The battery backup is pretty good, and I'm using 144 Hz actually auto mode, so the battery I'm getting about 7 hours of screen on time from this device, so really good in terms of battery too. And general specs and other things, so as you can see here, everything is there. One downside of this display is you cannot reduce the resolution, so it will stuck at 2.8K. You can't reduce that, and the display is plenty bright as you can see here. Rather than that, going back, so as you can see here, I've been using this device more than a week now. Here are some of my thoughts after using this device. First of all, let's talk about the camera. Yes, it got 30 megapixel back facing camera and 8 megapixel front facing camera. The camera is good for scanning documents and other things, not really bad. But one thing I have to talk about this camera actually is there are few functions which are really amazing. So if you go to more section here, so as you can see here, we have dual video, so you can turn on front facing camera and back facing camera together, and we have detector mode. So if we go to detector mode, I don't really know how to use this detector mode. As you can see, you can record video with your manual focus and other things. But one more thing you can do, if you click on button here, so as you can see, it is saying monitor. If I click on monitor and start, so I can connect to a camera, but I don't really know which camera I can use. Maybe Xiaomi's action cam you can use to show here, and you can control the camera directly from here, which is kind of similar to what Apple showed on their M4 iPad. So kind of similar kind of thing going on actually. And as you can see here, there is a lot of information. By the way, the back camera can shoot up to 4K 30 FPS and front camera 1080p 30 FPS, so that's also viable. The front facing camera and back facing camera, they are using OmniVision sensor. As you can see, if I go to hardware info and camera, so as you can see, they are using OmniVision sensor for back facing camera and Hynix for front facing camera. They could use actually Sony sensors. Sony sensors do provide better image quality, so they could use that. And also, I don't really like the camera hump here, although it got flash to it, but I don't really like the camera module. They are trying to copy Apple actually. It's pretty obvious. And as you can see here, the camera hump is too big. For the 13 megapixel camera, I don't see it's that much useful. It does not look that good actually. And also, as you can see here, there is also empty sensor here, which is nothing actually, for only for decoration. I don't find these things actually any useful. They could use only single sensor with a flash, like how iPad Air 4 or Air 5 they used like that. So it looks minimal and looks better actually. Now few other things if you buy this device you can do. First of all, if you go to settings section, and as you can see, it does support dual band Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi 6, no issue. And there is interconnectivity option, as you can see here, interconnectivity. If I press here, currently it's turned off, and if I turn it on and if I close it, as you can see here, you can see my Poco F5 here. Actually, I'm recording my videos with Poco F5, so now if I click here, I can see the Poco F5 directly here, and I can control the device directly from here. So as you can see, I can see my Poco F5 recording the video, and I can directly control the device directly from here. I can close, I can pause and play, I can take pictures. So if I want to take picture, as you can see, I can fully control, and also I can focus, as you can see here. So everything I can do directly from here, and if I don't want, I can turn off. The recording is going on, so you can directly control your device and use the device directly from here. One more thing you can do with this device, as this Type-C port is pretty awesome. This one can do actually display output. So if you want display output, you can connect to your computer. Currently I am using this adapter. This one is from Ugreen, and this one is Type-C, and it got micro SD card slot and other USB port, and also it got HDMI, Ethernet port, and also VGA port. And one more thing about this, particularly this one, actually it got another Type-C. Whenever you're using this to get output from your Pad 6, you can use this port to charge your device, and you can get output too. But one thing about the display output of this device, actually it just mirrors the display. You can't really do like extension of the display. And in the additional setting, there is a developer option, and if you go down here, you can see that there is an option called Force Desktop Mode. I thought if you enable this, you can use this device as like Samsung Desk Mode, but actually it does not work like that. If you enable this one, you cannot get any kind of display out from this device. It will be purely wide display for some reason. Maybe in future update Xiaomi can enable that, but as for now, you can't really do much with that setting. Rather than that, there are few more things we have on this device, like if you go to stylus and keyboard. So currently I don't have any kind of stylus or keyboard. I do have stylus, but it is not really Xiaomi's stylus, so I'm using this case currently. This is pretty cheap case, it's about $4, and also I'm using this pen. I did review this pen, actually I did review this pen, maybe you have seen that. So this pen is about $4, and it is really good for the price. And because Xiaomi's pen is pretty expensive, and for casual use I don't think you should spend more than $10. So if I turn on this, I can use this, and it's pretty good actually. I can write, I can do whatever I want, and double tap and I can turn it off and put it back. So pretty good, it works actually. So the pen is really good, the display is really good, and it also got 4 speakers. The speaker quality is top notch here. And one thing about Xiaomi Pad, you know, Xiaomi also sells Poco Pad or Redmi Pad. One thing about Xiaomi Pad, you will not get any kind of ads here. So if I open File Manager, as you can see, there is no ad or anything like that. Usually, even if I use my Poco, I get a lot of ads, and there is not really anything like that. Even there are not much application like themes and other things. So there is nothing much going on in terms of software, but you do get few things trick here actually. So if I swipe from here, I can see the dock, and I can switch between application, and that's pretty cool. And one more thing you can do, which only available on Xiaomi's Pad devices, you cannot get this feature on Redmi Pad actually. So there is workstation mode. So if you turn it on, so as you can see here, it looks like a PC right now. So if I open my any application, it will open like a PC. I can click here, I can make it full screen, or I can click here, I can put it in the normal screen mode, or I can close directly from here. So in workstation mode, you can open application, like if I open another one, and I can like open many application, and it will be here like a PC. And if I go, I can check all the opened application, and here we can see our other application. I can turn them on. So if I open Play Store now, as you can see here, I can like do multitasking without any kind of issue. So all the application, as you can see here, open right now, and I can close them. So this thing I can do right now. So I can close, I can go around and close them. So pretty awesome for a tablet. And I don't really like workstation mode, but it is there. If you can want to use, you can use workstation mode. It's pretty good actually. Now one more thing I have to show you. So if you go to home screen, there are like gesture and other things. So few things missing from here, like Google Hub, you cannot turn it off, or you cannot do that. There is no option like that. In terms of brightness and display, other things like refresh rate. So as I said, right now it is on default mode, but you can go up to 144 Hz. And if I go back, one more thing I have to show you. So reading mode. So if I turn on reading mode, I can make it like a paper. As you can see here, there are two modes, paper or classic. If I put it in classic, it is pretty much same as other reading mode, but if you put it on paper mode, it does look like a paper. So this feature only available on Redmi Pad. You cannot find this feature on your other Xiaomi devices. So that's pretty good. And if you go here, going back, there is also AI image engine. You can turn it on or off for easier enhancement. Obviously it's going to use a little more power. And rather than that, the face unlock is there, my app is there. And also if you go to additional setting, so there are also other features available on this device, like clear speaker or screen recorder, game turbo, conference tool. Whenever you are using your front facing camera, use like beautify or subtitles and other things. So those things are available here. Useful features. And also you can do RAM extension here. Then video toolbox. So I do have second space actually. For my personal stuff I do want second space, and that's quite good feature actually. And also we do have other things like enterprise mode. I don't really know how does it work, or I never used that. In the features of tablets, we have floating windows. So these are the features you can check. And going back, also we have workstation mode. I did show that. Also conference tool, and also parallel windows. So the parallel windows works like if you are using some application which does not support landscape mode, like Shopee. So this is a shopping application. So now if I open something like free shipping, so as you can see here, it opened the page as a new page. As you can see here, I can interact with both page and use. So if there is any application, if you want to use like this, you can go to parallel windows section and you can use that actually. So quite cool feature. And in terms of performance, it's top notch actually. The display is good. And now come to the point, should you get this device for $230 or nearly at that price? It's a pretty good device. If you get it for 200, that will be great, because you can get it for 200 actually. Most of the time it goes to sale and you can get up to $200 you can spend, and this will be a best device you can get for $200. But if you want latest and greatest, you can wait for Pad 7 and you can get that. But for $200 you can't go wrong with this device. It's a really good device, works flawlessly, and everything is working perfectly fine. For my users actually, it's pretty good. Currently I am using this keyboard, which is from Logitech. So this one is K480. I can put my tablet here and just use it. This keyboard is really heavy, but I don't really carry keyboard, so it's pretty much here, and I can use, so I can connect this keyboard with 3 devices, and I can use this with my tablet, with my computer, and with my phone. So that's pretty good feature, and the keyboard is good actually. Obviously it's a pretty cheap feeling keyboard, but it's pretty heavy, but it works actually. For me, this is a pretty good tablet for price. Everything seems to be works perfectly fine. It's a really good device. I really enjoy using this. So that's all about Xiaomi Pad 6. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.